Welcome to the Curate Your Life with Demetria podcast, where we focus on curating your life and image from the inside out so the life you're living matches the life you're dreaming about. First of all, there may be a little background noise and I apologize, but we need to get this recorded today. So we're just going to go for it. Sometimes getting it done is better than having it done perfectly. So I have a story to tell you, and the title of this podcast is going to be Next Chapter WPGA. That's probably not going to be my next chapter, but I learned some very important lessons at Topgolf recently, and I want to share those with you. And one of the lessons is that you have to believe in yourself no matter your past achievements. So I've been to the driving range a couple of times, and I've been to Topgolf a couple of times. Well, now 3 times, and I had no success or very little success at hitting the ball, at actually making contact with the ball and getting it to go anywhere that I wanted it to go. So when I found myself at Topgolf a couple of weeks ago with friends, I was just going to hang out and not play. I was just going to visit, socialize, have a drink, but definitely I was not playing. But a friend of mine was encouraging me to try, wanted to get me to play. It was a very informal game. And I said, no, I've done it before. And I'll just hang out here because I don't know how to hit the ball. I'm no good at it, right? And he said, just try and hit the ball. It's just for fun. And I'm like, okay, well, therein lies the problem. I normally don't hit the ball, but what the heck, I'll try, and I'll make a fool of myself in front of my friends and in front of all of these people, so what the hey. So I went up to the tee, and I don't even remember what size club I got. I got like a medium-sized club. I think it was a wedge, maybe not, maybe it was a putter, but not one of those, it definitely wasn't one of those big fat ones, one of the ones in the middle, a 9-iron, I think. Anyway, I got my club, I stepped up, and I know theoretically what you're supposed to do. And I even kind of know the right way that you're supposed to hold your hands and grip the club, and how you're supposed to extend your arms, and you're supposed to keep them straight and go all the way back and swing across your chest and follow through. So I know the mechanics of it, but the execution has always been my problem. So I stepped up to the tee, got my fingers placed, my pinkies interlocked around, and my hands around my club, and my thumbs lined up the way they were supposed to be lined up, and my elbows straight, and I had my feet set, and I pivoted all the way back, and I swung through, and I connected with the ball. And it actually went into one of the little circles, and I got a score. And I was elated. I was so excited. And I don't remember the score. I think it was the lowest one because I think it went into the very first ring that it could go into. But I actually hit the ball and I made it into the ring and I got a score. And I didn't do a swing and a miss, which is what normally happened till then. I had some evidence that I could do it. And I had some encouragement from my friends that I'd done a good job and that it looked good and professional and I did it right and had proper form. I felt like I could do it again. So they told me to go again. It was a very informal game. I don't think we were playing by any rules. And I actually wasn't playing myself. I was hitting under somebody else's name. So they told me to go again. So I hit the ball again. And again, same form, and I follow through and I make contact with the ball and it went somewhere and I was proud of myself. And I got another score and I did it again. And I think it bounced on the 3rd time and there was no score, but I actually hit the ball and I was just excited that I was hitting the ball. And then it was somebody else's turn, right? And so my friend stepped up and she hit the ball and she scored and she hit it differently. And her balls seemed to go farther than mine. But she wasn't doing it the same way. She didn't do the follow through. She didn't pull all the way back. But she was hitting it and hitting it harder and hitting it farther. So then I questioned my technique, right? I'm like, well, maybe I should try it that way to get it to go farther. But really what I needed to do was to develop my technique and my way and get better at doing it my way, which was actually using proper form. But I immediately started to question myself and think maybe I should be doing it this way because she was doing it her way and having more success, getting more points on the board. And then I stopped and I was like, okay, you actually hit the ball. You did what you could not do before. So don't switch up what you're doing totally. Just see what you can do to make it a little bit better, what you need to do to make it go a little bit further. So when it was my turn, I went back up to the tee. And one of the things my friend told me was to keep my eye on the ball as I was swinging, as I was doing my wind up. That's baseball, but as I was doing my wind up and hitting and following through, that I needed to keep my head down and my eye on the ball that entire time. And that's one of the sports metaphors for life, right? Keep your eye on the ball. Keep focused on the goal that you have. Because so often we take our eye off of our goal and we get distracted by somebody else. So that's one of those sports analogies that come into play into real life. But as I was playing and keeping my eye on the ball, I got better and I was able to hit the ball farther and put a little more oomph behind it because I was building my confidence. But what also happened was there were times when I did have a swing and a miss. Like I didn't hit the ball at all, just swung, looked down, and it was still there. And because it was a friendly game and we were just playing, my friends encouraged me to try again. They're like, we don't see that one. That's a do-over. You can, go again, not an official game. But what also happened was because I knew that I had done it and done it successfully for me, right? I was okay with the fact that I had a swing and a miss. I knew that I could regroup and swing and hit it, and that I had hit it more times than I had missed it. And I was getting better each time. And sometimes it would go a little bit farther and sometimes I would miss. But I was building my confidence. That's how you build confidence. Confidence is your ability and your willingness to try something and not to be totally great at it, but to know that you're okay with not being great at it the first time, being willing to put in the time and the effort to get better, and then knowing that if there is a setback, it's not a setback all the way to the start line. It's an opportunity to learn and to refine and to grow. Confidence is believing in your ability to develop competence in something and believing in your ability to handle the emotions and the things that will come up as you're developing that competence, and sometimes failing. If you believe that you can deal with whatever comes up while you're working to become competent, that is confidence. And if you can relax and have a little fun while doing it and enjoy the journey, that is pure magic. Who knew Topgolf was going to hold so many lessons for me and that I was going to have a great time? So where do you need to have confidence that you can build the competence to create something in your life? What do you need to be confident that you're okay with dealing with whatever comes up while you create the competence to have what you want, to create the life that you want? If you want to continue this conversation with like-minded women who are creating lives that they love, come join us in the Curate Your Life Facebook group. Or if you're ready for the tools that will help you build a life that you don't feel the need to escape from, schedule a consultation and discover how coaching can change your life. You'll find the links in the show notes. Until next time.